Our world is currently facing many environmental concerns, but sometimes in our daily lives, these issues may seem less than relevant, whether they're global or even local concerns. How has Edmonton in particular reacted to these problems? At first sight, the city of Edmonton appears to be well developed in integrating environmental sustainability into our lives. Evidence of this is the local composting facility that is the largest of its kind in North America. Another example is the extensive LRT and bus service that is available to the public. These are great steps towards being an environmentally sustainable city, but as Edmonton residents, how much do we really know? Let's find out.
Have you heard of the Northern Gateway Pipeline project?
Very briefly. I read a small article on it. I'm not overly informed.
I've heard of it, but I don't know too much about it.
No, I haven't.
Probably.
The Northern Gateway project is a proposal by the oil and gas company Enbridge Incorporated that proposes to build a pipeline from Bruderheim, Alberta to the coastal area of Kitimat, BC to open up Canada's oil economy to Asian markets. This would enable Canada to receive higher prices for their oil than they are currently receiving from the United States, which is Canada's only current major buyer. However, the pipeline would cross many sensitive areas in BC, including the Great Bear Rainforest and over 700 water bodies. These waters were previously protected, but in 2011, the federal government amended the Navigable Waters Protection Act to allow for pipeline crossings on these waters. After explaining the costs and benefits of the proposed project, we asked people how they felt about the project and if they believed the proposal should be approved.
You know what, again, that's hard to say. You know, just the way we are as a people, we need all these things, but at the same time, we have yet to really find a way to do it safely, because you just hear it on the news from like the BP stuff from the Gulf to almost probably on a daily basis, I'd say, in Canada there's spills, and what we hear about and what we know about are probably two completely different things.
Probably pretty against it. I think there's so much oil development in Fort McMurray that we've already seen the negative environmental impacts that I feel like it'd be a bad thing to just add to it going west.
I'm pretty against it generally because I think pipelines are dangerous and for environmental ecosystems, and then once it's at BC and would be transported through a kind of delicate rainforest ecosystem, which has really like low sandbars and has a lot of potential for leakage and bad stuff like that.
What I've read, it's not overly that big, so I don't know how big of an impact it can actually have on the environment, or if it's one of those things that you always hear about in the news that they're just going to blow up and make it sound like it's a way bigger deal and way bigger impact on the environment than we actually end up seeing.
Okay. So do you agree with building the pipeline?
I do. I think it's important to stimulate Canada's economy, especially after the small financial crisis we had a couple years ago. I think anything we can do to get ourselves in better financial situations would be good.
It's frustrating. It's super frustrating. I'm like a huge nature lover and an animal lover, and it makes me mad, and it's frustrating because like as a citizen of Canada, and we voted in Harper, and all the government cares about is money, is making money, and it's just frustrating because it's just not, it just shouldn't be the number one thing on Canadians' minds. If we lose nature, then where are we? It's just stupid.
Okay, have you heard of the experimental lakes?
No, well, maybe, go on.
The Experimental Lakes area, located in an isolated part of Ontario, is used by scientists for whole ecosystem experiments to investigate environmental impacts of various human activities. Knowledge gained from these studies have had a huge benefit on all sorts of regulations seen in society today. For example, household detergents in North America no longer contain phosphates because studies done in the Experimental Lakes area determined it to be the leading cause of the severe algae blooms that occurred in Lake Erie in the 1960s. Unfortunately, the government decided earlier this year to discontinue their funding to this research facility, and as a result, the experimental lakes area will be shut down indefinitely. The aim of the government in this decision is to save approximately $2 million annually.
Our government does not know what they're doing.
Okay, like as long as those are safe and the reasons are purely economical, I don't know why you would close it if it's, you know, benefiting people and not harming.
So we're losing all our government funding for that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not a lot of money in terms of a federal budget, so that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, it sucks, but it doesn't surprise me. It always seems to be going in a backwards direction with the government and stuff these days.
For saving money, I don't think that's a valid reason to just close down that sort of area that you can do those sorts of experiments. Because I think we, like with a lot of what we are doing right now, we need to be able to look after our environment. We need to be able to invest more in ways that we can be recycling better, be using our water system better, making sure that we're not releasing contaminants into it. So I think, you know, we should be increasing our investing in that sort of regard, as opposed to just, oh, it costs us $2 million a year. Let's get rid of it.
What about a topic closer to home? The Edmonton Composting Facility is the largest co-composter in North America. Any refuse that Edmonton residents don't recycle is taken to the compost facility. The waste is mixed with biosolids, and through a number of steps, any biodegradable material in the waste undergoes composting and odor treatment. Only about 40% of the waste cannot be broken down and is subsequently taken to the landfill. The rest becomes nutrient-rich compost that is used in landscaping, farming, tree nurseries, and reclamation.
Are you aware of Edmonton's composting facility?
Very little.
Yeah. Bigger cities like Toronto and New York should be having things like this.
I think so, but at the same time, I think those cities have maybe more money to spend on other infrastructure things, so they were maybe hesitant to spend that money on a composting facility. So I guess maybe because Edmonton's a little bit smaller and we probably have a little bit more money relative to other big cities to spend, that could make us a good candidate for it.
More cities should be doing this.
Well, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And certainly the compost can be sold so that it ends up supporting itself.
Surprised there's not more advertisement.
Yeah, like we
based
don't.
On that.
A lot of people don't know what actually.
Yes, because I've never seen anything in regards to it.
Yeah, I didn't know about the system.
No, I had no idea, and I can't believe it's the largest in North America.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had no idea.
Do you think like Edmonton and Alberta should be like advertising?
Yeah, because that's pretty cool. That'd be something to be proud of. Be like, yeah, we're doing something right here.
Yeah, I think so. Is probably especially in Alberta, because I guess, you know, a lot of the places around the world kind of get this image of Alberta being an oil country and just not really too environmentally conscious. And so I think if you advertise that Edmonton's taking, you know, steps and is actually, I guess in this case, being a leader in environmental pioneering, that you should definitely advertise that.
Yeah, I think they should make this information more, and maybe it is attainable. Like, I've never looked it up. Like, I've never myself took the initiative to look it up, and I think that would be the same with a lot of people. It almost needs to have signs and everything to let people know, because I don't think otherwise people will take the initiative to do it. I think everyone talks about the environment and how it needs to be looked after, but no one ever seems to take the initiative, so unless the information is right at their fingertips. So I think if it was present right then and there, they would be more they would be more aware of it, they'd be more proud of Edmonton, I guess, whereas now they're unaware of it.